You are our family and we are your family. This family together, we need to take this game forward that the country went through in 2022 in terms of economy, in terms of business, education, Aragalaya. Then again, we went through a suspension period. So lots of hardship. But one thing we had in common was we were together. Whatever the differences we had in the past or in football, when it come to football, when it come to federation, when it come to governance, we all of us were united together. We fought against the suspension. We fought against the interference. We fought against political involvements, but all 67 we were together. This unity is something that makes us different from all other sports. We have 78 sports, I think, in the country registered, but we are so much of different. We are different from other sports because when it comes to important matters, national matters, government matters, we are together. This is the only way our game, our country's football can go forward. Sometimes we'll have differences, sometimes we'll have opinions, sometimes we'll have elections. It doesn't matter. We can have our own opinion. You can choose whoever you want. That's different. But when we are together, if you want to protect our game, if you want to take our game, we are one family.
චමින්ද නීල් ස්ට්‍රේන්වල් මෙම පුහුණු පාඨමාලාවේ ප්‍රධාන උපදේශක විදිහට කටයුතු කරනවා. ඉතින් මේ පාඨමාලාවේ ගොඩක් අපි කතා කරන්නේ ටෙක්නිකල් ටැක්ටිකල් සම්බන්ධව දේවල්, විශේෂයෙන්ම ග්‍රාස් රූට් වයසේ ළමයටත් යූත් ළමයටත් අපි මොනවද අපි පුහුණු වීම වලදී ලබා දෙන්න ඕන කියලා. ඉතින් මේක මම විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ කෝස් එක පටන් ගන්න ඕනේ කියලා ලංකාවට හඳුන්වා දෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා කල්පනා කරේ. ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ පාපන්දු ඇකඩමි දැන් ගොඩක් බිහි වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම පාසලට, ඒ වගේම සමාජගත කරන්න. එතකොට මේ ඇකඩමි වල ඉන්න කෝචස්ලා ඒගොල්ලෝ හරහා තමයි මේ දැනුම ග්‍රාස් රූට් ළමයට යන්නේ. විශාල සංඛ්‍යාවක් ඇකඩමි වල පුහුණුවීම් ලබනවා. නමුත් මම හිතනවා මේ කෝචස්ලාට මේ නොලෙජ් එක යන්න ඕනේ. ඒ නිසා මේ පාඨමාලාව ඔබ හදාරනවා කියන්නේ පුහුණුකරුවෙක් විදිහට රටේ අනාගතේ මීට වැඩිය හොඳ තැනකට අපේ රටේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ව ගෙනියන්න පුළුවන්. බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
මම හර්ෂිනී මදුෂානි ගම්පහ තක්ෂිලා විද්‍යාලයෙන්. ඇත්තට මම හිතන්නේ ගොඩාක් අත්දැකීම් ගත්තා. අපි බොහොම පිරිසක් මේත් එක්ක එකතු වුණා. සියලුම දෙනා මම හිතනවා ගොඩාක් පාපන්දු හැකියාව කුසලතා වර්ධනය කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා A to Z කියලා දෙනවා. ඒක ඇත්තටම වටිනවා. සීලයිසන් කෝස් එකත් එහා ගිහිල්ලා මේ ප්‍රායෝගික ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් පුහුණුවීම් ගොඩාක් අපිට ලැබලා දුන්නා. ඒ තුලින් මම හිතනවා රටේ අනාගතයට මේක හරියට ක්‍රියාවට නැන්නුවොත් රටේ අනාගතේ හොඳ පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩකයන් බිහි කරීමේ හැකියාව අපි සියලු දෙනාටම තියෙනවා. සියලු දෙනාටම මම ආරාධනා කරනවා මේ පුහුණුවීම්ගේ වලින් ගන්න පුළුවන් උපරිම ප්‍රතිඵල අරගෙන රටේ අනාගත දක්ෂ පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩකයන් බිහි කරමු කියලා.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். நான் டிலக்ஷன் நொதர்ன் ப்ரவின்ஸ் மன்னாரில் இருந்து வந்திருக்கிறேன். கிராஸ் ரூட் கோச்சிங் கோர்ஸுக்கு வந்திருக்கிறேன். இது உண்மையிலே ஒரு பிரயோசனமான பயனுள்ள ஒரு கோர்ஸ். ஸ்கூல் கோச்சர்ஸ், பிடி டீச்சர்ஸ், ஃபுட்பாலில் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கிற எல்லாருமே கட்டாயம் இந்த கோர்ஸஸை நீங்கள் ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும். லாங்குவேஜ் பிரச்சனை இங்கே இல்லை. கட்டாயம் இந்த கோர்ஸை நீங்கள் எல்லோரும் ஃபாலோ பண்ணுங்கள். இது ஒரு வெளிவான கோர்ஸ். இதற்கால ஒரு ஃப்யூச்சர் உங்களை ஃபுட்பாலில் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கிறவங்களை வளர்க்குறதுக்கு ஒரு பிரயோசனமான கோர்ஸாக அமையும்.
Hi, my name is Reginald Eroshin. I love this game because this is something that everyone should love in Sri Lanka, not just in Sri Lanka. If you see, if you take the international grounds, everyone loves football. I thought I want to do this professionally, and when I was looking into it in the academy itself, I was introduced to Football Federation Sri Lanka, and I was announced that there is a course that you can do from the beginning itself, from grassroots to D license, C license, A license, and every other license that is capable of me coaching for even local and international football teams. If you are interested, if you are a player, and if you are looking forward to do something about this sport for the international or the local market, where students can learn football, where you would love to teach about football, this would be the perfect course. If you want to start somewhere, grassroots coaching sessions will be the first fundamental stuff where you can learn a lot of things that even most of mainstream players doesn't know. So if you love the game, play the game, or learn it and teach it.
Welcome to this Super League game between high-flying Upcountry Lions as they take on Red Star in what promises to be a thrilling encounter here from Sugatadasa. It's match number 10 in week 2 and we are surely in for a thrilling encounter. I have Arvin with me in the combox. Arvin, last week Upcountry Lions, they absolutely hammered Blue Star. I'm sure they will be brimming with confidence as they take on a Red Star team who are still unbeaten and who are rather yet to get a win in this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the weather for you. 30 degrees Celsius, very balmy, 73% humidity, but couple of rain clouds early in the morning, but very clear skies over Colombo. 23 clicks an hour is the wind report for you. Going to be pretty windy afternoon here at Sugatadasa. And like you said, Romario, very dominant performance so far from the Upcountry Lions, who are now in the top 4 of the league. Seahawks FC and Renown leading the pack with 6 points apiece. Colombo FC, relative newcomers to the footballing circuit. They started all the way back in the 2010s, but they've become a force to be reckoned with, playing out of Havies, their home pitch, with 4 points apiece. Blue Star Sports Club have played 2 and won and lost 1 each, and then we move into the bottom half of the table. Blue Eagles and Defenders and the New Youngs drawing 1 each and coming out with a solitary point. Red Star and Ratnam Sports Club languishing at the bottom. Red Star, of course, have only played the 1 fixture, them and Upcountry Lions. So this will be a good opportunity for Red Star to get a point or even 3 ideally. And they will be buoyed by the fact that Upcountry Lions so far have not really been tested in terms of their defense. Yes, their attack was something to behold with 9 goals in their earlier encounter, but
Certainly 33 goals so far in the competition, and Upcountry Lions have scored 28% of that. As one of 4 unbeaten teams, they will no doubt be looking to pile on the pressure on Red Star, who sit 9th place. Just a solitary game for them with a 1-0 defeat against Seahawks. They too will be desperate to get on the correct path in this tournament early on, as we see the fixtures and the results, Arvind.
yes, indeed, Blue Star Sports Club going up against Blue Eagles. The Stars, of course, came out 3-1 on the 25th of July, and then the day after it was Colombo FC's time to shine, coming off of their fixture against New Youngs. 3-0. Seahawks ran right against Ratnam Sports Club with a 7-0 affair, and Renown SC going up against Defenders Football Club with a 3-0 result. And today Upcountry Lions will be looking to increase that goal ratio in the league against Red Star FC, and buoying their cause, of course, are the wingers for the winger and the striker combination for the Upcountry Lions. Mohamed Akib with a brace in their earlier fixture, and Benjamin York, all the way from Ghana, actually a new transfer for the Lions, who scored a hat-trick the last time they stepped out to the Sugatadas pitch.
Certainly, I think York had a super game last time around. He managed a hat-trick, and it's no doubt getting a bit of attention to his name, as the two teams have completed their warm-ups and they are in the sheds. But early on, it was the upcountry team brimming with confidence who had their warm-ups. In fact, it was the Red Stars. They played 1 game and lost it by the narrowest of margins, 1-0. So I think they will no doubt be having a bit in them when they come into this game, and their defense will no doubt be heavily dependent on Dilshan, the skipper, in that number 5 jumper with that stylish hairdo. The goalkeepers, he considered one, did Mubarak, and I'm sure he will want to keep a clean sheet in this game. For Upcountry Lions, they had they had they had a sublime show. But before we go any further, we will hear the Upcountry assistant coach Anton Joy about what he has to say.
අපිත් සමග එකතු වෙලා ඉන්නවා අප්කන්ට්‍රි ලයන්ස් කණ්ඩායමේ සහාය පුහුණුකරු ඇන්ටන් ජොයි කෝච් අද තරගයේ දෙවැනි ජයග්‍රහණය සඳහා සූදානම් වෙලා ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නවා ඇති කොහමද අද තරගයට කණ්ඩායමේ ප්‍රෙපරේෂන්ස් එහෙම
ඔව් ඇත්තටම අපි හොඳ සූදානමකින් ඉන්නවා මම හිතන්නේ අපි පළවෙනි තරගයේ එක ඉවරයි දැන් අද අලුත් තරගයක් අපි පෞගිය තරගයේ වෙච්ච අඩුපාඩු හදාගෙන හොඳ පුහුණුවීම් සැසිකීපයක් අපි අවසන් කරලා තියෙනවා මම හිතන්නේ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ සියලු දෙනාම හොඳ සූදානමකින් ඉන්නවා අද තරගය හොඳට අවසන් කරන්න මම හිතන්නේ අපි සියලුම ක්‍රීඩකයෝ හොඳ ශාරීරික යෝග්‍යතාවකින් ඉන්නවා ඒ වගේම මම හිතනවා අද අපේ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ පෞගිය තරගයේ සුළුසුළු අතපසුවීම් ටිකක් සිද්ධ කරා මම හිතන්නේ ඒ ටිකත් අදාගෙන අද තරගය හොඳින් ඉවර කරයි කියන බලාපොරොත්තුවෙන් තමයි අපි අද තරගයට පිවිසෙන්නේ
බොහොම ස්තුතියි සුබපතනවා අද තරගයට
Anton Joy there with a few words prior to kick off in this important game for Upcountry Lions. They have 9 goals to their name in their previous game, but all of that will be nullified as we now hear from Kavish Lakpriya, the skipper of Upcountry Lions.
දැන් අපිත් එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වෙලා ඉන්නවා අප්කන්ට්‍රි ලයන්ස් කණ්ඩායමේ නායකයා කවිෂ් ෆෙනන්ඩෝ කවිෂ් හොඳ ආරම්භයත් එක්ක තරගාවලියට ඇතුළු වෙලා ඉන්නේ අද තරගයේ ඉතා වැදගත් තරගයක් කොහමද අද තරගයට කණ්ඩායමේ සූදානම්
ඇත්තටම අපි හොඳ ආරම්භයක් ලබා ගත්තා අපිට හොඳ ස්ටාෆ් එකක් ඉන්නවා කෝචින් ස්ටාෆ් එකක් ඒ වගේ මැනේජ්මන්ට් එක අපි පළමු තරගයේ ඉතාමත් හොඳින් ක්‍රීඩා කරලා අපි ඒකේ තියෙන අඩුපාඩුත් හදාගෙන අපි මේ තරගයට සූදානම් පරණ මැච් එක ඉවරයි දැන් මේ අලුත් මැච් එක අලුත් දවසක් අපේ කණ්ඩායම පරණ දේවල් ඔක්කොම අමතක කරලා මගේ කණ්ඩායම සියලු දෙනා අද තරගයට හොඳින් මුහුණ දීමට හොඳ මානසික ශාරීරික යෝග්‍යතාවයකින් ඉන්නවා කියලා මට විශ්වාසයි අපි මේ තරගයේ හොඳින් ප්‍රතිවාදී කණ්ඩායමට තරගයක් දෙන්න අපේ කණ්ඩායම සූදානම්
බොහොම ස්තුතියි කවිෂ් අද තරගයට සුබපතනවා
okay thank you
Kavish there with his thoughts and like we said the previous game is done and dusted they have to move on from that even though they had a 9-1 victory I'm sure they will no doubt be buoyant and very happy to restart as they take on Red Star. A few clips from Upcountry Lions practice early on in the piece before they are preparing to take the field. Their warm-ups had quite a good warm-up in quite hot and humid sunny conditions here, Arvin.
Yeah, absolutely. These conditions will test any athlete, and when you're spending close to 90 minutes out there in the pitch, it's not going to be easy pickings for any of these athletes. So for sure, that weather report might come in a bit more handy and might play a bit of a role here during the day's affairs. Here's Lakpriya's substitute warming up, and the skipper for the Upcountry Lions, Kavish Lakpriya, we just heard from him a couple of minutes ago. His defense will be tested. Of course, he conceded just the one in.
Okay, before we go any further, we have the coach of Red Star who will be having a few words with our team.
අපි සමග දැන් සම්බන්ධ වෙලා සිටිනවා රෙඩ් ස්ටාර් කණ්ඩායමේ පුහුණුකරු රමීස් තරංගාවලියේ ප්‍රථම තරංගය එච්චර සාර්ථක වුණේ නැහැ. අද දෙවැනි තරංගය ඉතා වැදගත් තරංගයක් අප්කන්ට්‍රි ලයන්ස් කණ්ඩායමත් එක්ක කොහමද කණ්ඩායමේ සූදානම?
අස්ලාම් අලයිකුම්. ඇත්තටම අද තරංගයට අපි ප්‍රෙපෙයාර් වෙලා ඉන්නේ. මම හිතනවා හොඳ මානසිකත්වයක ඉන්නවා ප්ලේස් ලොක්කම. අද හොඳ තරංගයක් දැක ගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා මම හිතනවා. ෆස්ට් මැච් එක අපි නේත් එක අන්ෆෝර්චුනේට්ලි අපේ සිලි මිස්ටේක් එකකින් තමයි අපි මැච් එක පොයින්ස් 3 ගියේ. එහෙම නැතුව හොඳට සෙල්ලම් කරා මේ මැච් එකත් මේ මැච් එකත්. මං කියන ඊට වඩා හොඳට මේ මැච් එක ප්‍රපෙයාර් වෙලා තමයි ආවේ. ඉන්ෂාල්ලා මං හිතනවා අද මැච් එක හොඳ රිසල්ට් එකක් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්න පුළුවන් කියලා ඉන්ෂාල්ලා.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි. Congratulations. All the best for the today's game.
The coach of Red Star having his say before the game. And now we'll hear from Chamo Dilshan, their captain.
තරඟවදින්නේ කොහමද කණ්ඩායමේ සූදානම?
ඔව් ඇත්තටම කියනවා අද අපේ කණ්ඩායම ඉතාමත් හොඳ සූදානමකින් ඉන්නේ. අපි පළවෙනි මැච් එක ඇත්තටම 1-0 විදිහට පරාද වුණා. අද අපිට මේ පොයින්ට්ස් 3 අනිවාර්යයි. අද කොහොම හරි අපි මේ මැච් එක ජයග්‍රහණය කරන්න තමයි අපේ බලාපොරොත්තු.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි. සුබ පතනවා අද තරඟයට.
Thank you.
Chamod with his say as the youngsters carry the Sri Lanka football flag, and the two teams led by Dilshan and Kavish making their way out. Well, both teams look high on confidence, and they will no doubt be hoping to bag 3 points as they leave this stadium this evening. Favourites though would be Upcountry Lions, given the fact that they come in with a massive win from the first game, and Red Star unfortunately going down by a single goal, the narrowest of margins. But for the Lions, they have goal scorers everywhere on the field, 5 different in fact, and they will no doubt be hoping for plenty more from those forwards, Arvin.
Yeah, indeed. Striker Benjamin York in particular was very, very fortunate in his previous fixture, or really surgical rather would be the word, coming away with a hat-trick, and Mohammad Akib on the right wing was successful in stealing a brace as well, and 3 other goal scorers getting in on the action for the Lions. On the other hand, Upcountry Lions will be looking to play a really tight defense here against the Lions.
Yes, in fact, I think Red Star will no doubt have to tighten the screws at the back if they are to stop this free scoring Upcountry Lions outfit. The two teams with their customary team photograph prior to kickoff. In red, it will be the Red Stars, of course, and in white, it will be the Upcountry Lions. Jaffran will be the man in charge. Now the playing 11 for the Red Stars. They will no doubt be heavily dependent on Chamo Dilshan as they prepare to play a 4-2-4 formation. And the Upcountry Lions, well, they are going all out with a 3-3-4 formation with the two wingers hoping to drop back and make the defensive line 5 when they defend. The wingers will no doubt have their work cut out as Upcountry Lions take their customary team picture. First it was the squad, now it is the playing 11. And we have quite a few big hitters for them. And for the Red Stars, they too have 2 foreign players lining up as the two skippers, Kavish and Dilshan, prepare for the toss. Well, not too much reliance on the toss as much as a cricket game, Arvin, but there is a bit of a say in it.
Oh yes, indeed. And here are the match officials just having a couple of words.
Jaffran, beg your pardon, Jaffran will be the man in charge, with Asela Sirivardhana and Ishara Ratnayaka from the touch providing their assistance, with the 4th official Sadeepa Samranayaka. Navod Vijay Vikrama will be the match commissioner, and we will all be waiting for his countdown for the game to kick off as we have a look at the team sheets.
And Hokban, Elu Metahan, number 3 Chamud Dilshan and Muhammad Farhat, Muhammad Ijaz, Muhammad Rilhad, Muhammad Badran, Muhammad Rishad, and Supun Dananje, Asande Jerome, Muhammad Mubarak and Andrew Dilakshan are making up the ranks for Red Star. Muhammad Ramiz, of course, will be their gaffer.
For Upcountry Lions, well, they have stars pretty much all over the field. Murshid, Wilson, Akib, Ishan, Jude, Naveen, Kavish, Mohammed, Abdul, Mfem, and the hat-trick scorer from the first game, Benjamin York, will be lining up with Fazul Rahman, the renowned coach with a lot of experience under his belt, will be looking to make this yet another cakewalk for his team. He will be hoping so. As the two teams line up, it will be the Upcountry Lions in all white kicking things off. And from the onset, we can see their attacking intent with not too many in defense. Can see the narrow 3 men at the back with a heavily dominant midfield, Arvind. They'll be looking to dominate that mid-section of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And in that earlier fixture as well, you could see that midfield really played a key part in that 9-away steal for the Upcountry Lions. Red Stars just trying to get their hands, but early on, injury scare.
Naveen Jude diving in, but unfortunately was caught by Farhat. And a bit of early dominance by the Red Stars, but the ball will be with the Lions as they look to press their way forward. However, a bit too much of strength shown there by Jerome.
Yeah,
Now,
the Red Stars are very clearly putting on a very defensive game here. Unfortunately, overcooks that pass. Upcountry Lions holding on to possession just a little bit. If they can build up that phase from the back, Red Stars doing really well to man mark them. That's a very aggressive dive.
crunching tackle early on there by Andrew Dilakshan, and he goes in the book. The first yellow card of this game as a crunching tackle by the defender takes out his opponent. It's Naveen Jude, the man who is on the floor for a second time in as many minutes.
Indeed, that was nowhere near the ball.
Call for
Just
jersey number
reckless
23,
tackle there.
Andrew Dilakshan.
Down hard. But really speaks to the approach that the Red Stars are looking at. They're really looking to park that bus early on and not let that attack build up in any meaningful way. But they need to be careful here. Free kick. It's a set piece for the Lions. Well away from around 30 yards. Early on, Andrew Dilakshan for the Red Stars will be booked.
Yaya lining up behind that dead ball in that number 32 jumper. Rolls it for his teammate, driven low. In the way does the Red Star defender get, and just deflects it off for a corner kick. So nothing too dangerous early on, but now it will be interesting to see how Upcountry Lions attack from their corners. 5 men to pick out inside the box. Swung in, but the keeper safe as a house. Mohammed Mubarak rolls it out to his teammate as Red Stars look to play their way forward. Chamod Dilshan, the skipper, trying to pick out a pass, but nothing really on as he rolls it over.
Earlier, when they got their hands on the ball, Red Stars, you could really see that Benjamin York really not being very complacent when it comes to the defense game. He's heading out in front, looking to poach that ball through defense.
Again, you can see some good experience shown there by Da Costa. Just been touched from the back and he goes down. A bit too much on that pass as it trickles out for a throw-in. Fazul Rahman, Anton Joy, look on, the head coach and the assistant coach of Upcountry Lions. It won't be easy, Arvind, for the Red Stars. They will be expecting a lot of attack from this Upcountry team, but they know that they too can put a bit of panic in their ranks if they hold fort.
Indeed, defensively they've looked a bit aggressive but solid. Lions just looking to work it through the midfield.
You can see the Red Stars are sitting back in defense and inviting pressure because they know that if they are to win this game, they have to hold tight at the back and maybe strike on the counter. But it's a bit too early for us to say that because we haven't seen any of that. However, what is clearly to be seen is that the Red Stars are sitting deep and inviting pressure on themselves.
Lions now building it up now. But Red Stars, clear intention, just trying to build it up down the wing.
Great idea there, trying to pick Naveen Jude, but just his own teammate got in the way there for Upcountry. Now down the left-hand wing goes the Red Star player, trying to find a bit of space to get the cross in, and he does so. Does Mohammad Rishad, but no takers in the penalty area. And for a second time giving the ball to Rishad, but this time just a bit too much on it and he cannot get it under control. Da Costa playing alongside Yahya and Wilson. He'll be looking to find some space. Now Jude again gets kicked at. That time it was Ijaz, the man who kicked out at Naveen Jude early on under the pump.
Yeah, he's been marked for sure. The Red Stars seem to have observed that tape very intently because in the earlier fixture we saw that the Lions were very dangerous down the wing. They've been able to build it up. That left back has come down the pitch and been able to send those through passes.
Certainly. Now a lost ball. Yahya trying to pick out a teammate. Unfortunately though, outnumbered by the defenders as Ijaz, well, Rishad in fact tried to find some space, but he's brought down as the free kick goes away of Upcountry, taken quickly. Plenty of numbers in front of the ball for the Upcountry Lions, and I'm sure that makes life quite easy for their playmakers to pick out a pass. Lovely one-touch play there, but Dilshan, the skipper, comes up, trumps. However, good pressure by the forwards and they win it back straight away. Now trying to get the cross in. Deflected, But again, Dilshan at the right place at the right time for Red Star, and he diffuses anything, and now trying to break on the counter. For the first time we are seeing that the forwards for Red Star getting into the thick of the action. It was it Metahan? Not too sure, but the big man at the front, looks like it was Jerome there.
So far looks to be very evenly matched. Upcountry Lions have been very happy to build up paces. They've had some really sublime one-touch passes. Now creating them space in the midfield, looking for that pocket. Red Stars clearing it out in front, looking for their poachers. However, Upcountry Lions holding a bit of a high line there. Now going down that right wing, makes his way inside the box. He's placed that cross perfectly. Unfortunately, unable to find firm feet beneath that ball. Once again,
driving through was Yaya. Yaya, in fact, unable to get a shot away, as the sheer magnitude of bodies by Red Star just crowding out their opponent. Goalkeeper Mubarak gets it away.
Here's the Lions. Beautiful one-touch play here. Looking for that gap, happy to play through the wing. Red Stars, like you said, Romario, it's a numbers game within their own box. Just crowding out, putting as many bodies as you can inside that box. It's worked out well for them. Once again, just trying to play it out in front. But the number 5, the talismanic defender for the Red Stars, Samod Dilshan, using his height to his advantage. Upcountry Lions happy to keep possession, trying to pick out. Has the right idea. Can the winger get to it? Yes, he does. Playing it out back. Dangerous back pass there. Oh, that's a brilliant forwards cross.
Great idea there, but unfortunately Mohammad Ishan just unable to reach that ball before the keeper Mubarak. Great idea there by the Upcountry Lions player Jude Suban. However, lacking a bit of execution there. But Red Stars trying to put their opponents under pressure, and Dilshan, well, lunging in, gets his man. But the referee says he has got ball, and ball he had done. Now trying to get the cross in for his forwards. Some good defensive play there by Wilson and his teammates. Bit of a guilty look there on the face of the coach Ramis. However, Abdul Rahman Yaya is on the floor. Great call there by the referee. I think he did not get any part of the opponent, did Dilshan. May have after he got to the ball, but he did really well. And good on the referee as well, not to buy the dive by the big forward Yaya.
Yeah, absolutely. Samod Dilshan playing a bit of a playmaker role as well. Once he had possession of the ball, looked all too happy to come down that midfield and pick the gap there. Here's the Upcountry Lions. 13 minutes, almost 14 on our clock now. Looking for that through pass. Good press from the Red Stars, once again playing it out in front.
Trying to pick out that striker, however, unable to do so. And on the second viewing, by the looks of it, Upcountry Lions have seemed to have changed their formation a bit, because we can see 4 men at the back and the 2 holding midfielders in front of them. But after a good tight showing in defense, I think coach Fazul Rahman has thought about solidifying his defense a bit and maybe taking this game into the whole 90 minutes rather than try to finish it off early on like they did in the previous game.
Yeah, good high press here from the Red Stars. Now not complacent with allowing the Lions to build. Once again, oh dear.
Dear, oh dear. Well, he won't be scoring an easier goal there, Yaya. The keeper did everything right apart from gifting it to him. And as easy as it gets and as easy as he would have liked, Yaya finishes. And Mubarak, well, he's in with a bit of shame on his face for letting his team down.
That was a brilliant chip.
Goal for Upcountry Lions. Score by jersey
Completely complacent. Only Dilshan was marking Yaya. However, gloves failing for the Red Stars.
Looked like a bit of a hand there by Yaya, but the referee, he has to look at it and call it on one go. He doesn't have the luxury of a replay that we do. But, well, what matters is the score at the top left of your screen. Upcountry Lions, it took them 17 minutes to open the scorers. And now, here's Yaya trying to return the pass to him. Is there number 7, but wriggling his way through. However, the defense comes good. And now, Jerome, he works a bit of a scrap there and wins the second ball. But a great tackle coming in by Murshid. Jerome had a foot on the defender, but Murshid somehow dived in with his heavily strapped right knee. Gets a good piece of the ball. Still not out of danger are the Upcountry Lions, but a lot of it has been diffused. And now, ball gifted. Here's an opportunity for Ishan. Beating a couple, nutmegging his opponent and trying to set it up. But unfortunately for Ishan, the defense is up to the challenge, Arvind.
Yeah, for the Red Stars, it's been a bodies game when it comes to their own half. Now playing 4 on that back line. Dilshan playing it out to the middle, hoping to create a chance there with a high press from the Upcountry Lions. Playing it down the wing, unfortunately overcooks that one a little bit. But Red Stars have looked very dangerous and composed in fits and starts. Here's Jerome.
Great bit of play by the Upcountry Lions. Not the greatest of goals, but they have somehow managed to get one. And we saw that Da Costa, he just got a message from his coach after that goal. He just told his teammates to calm down. Now we are in front. Let's pull the strings. Naveen Jude trying to work his way down that left wing. Gets a cross in. Here's the follow-up. Second goal was on the cards. However, Mubarak with a great save to his left parries it out over the line. Corner taken quickly. Gets it in. Does the player Mohammad Akil, but everything has been diffused as we just had a look at that replay again, Arvind.
Yeah, Upcountry Lions, when they play that overhead chip, this is what happens with the high press for the Red Stars. Unfortunately, they can get caught unawares once again. Just playing it out on the wing.
Ishan, that time around, unable to get it under control as Rishad broke. However, Jerome just unable to pick out a pass as he gifts the ball back to the opponents. Murshid receives it back. Naveen, explosive quick feet there by the youngster. However, to the rescue comes Metahan as he clears the lines.
A very interesting strategy from the Upcountry Lions, with the wingback coming into play now. Once again, Upcountry Lions finding themselves in the box. It's the number 7 with a brilliant right footer, surgical. Oh, he knew he would find himself in the score sheet as well. Oh, how wholesome as well. Dedicating that cracker to his little one.
Mohammad Akib is the player found in the bottom corner. This time, Mubarak, he had no opportunity to keep that out of the back of his net. Got a bit lucky there did Akib, but sublime finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that 1-2 touch. Doesn't go for it immediately. Cuts back a little bit. Gives himself some space to make that shot. Mubarak this time around unable to stop Akib. Now Upcountry Lions 2 up. Will they park the bus here?
Well, given their reputation, I highly doubt they would. But Red Stars will be hoping that the floodgates don't open, because this is simply how last week's game went as well. Kavish put under a bit of pressure, but finds himself picking out a pass.
A very interesting call here from the Red Stars to play 5 players out in front. 3 on the mid, then playing high press as well.
Certainly, and also another thing in their identity is that they have fast starts in their game. They had one last weekend as well, as Ishan tries to swing it in. Now Naveen looking for an overhead kick there, but it's quite a bit to ask for. In fact, it was Akib who got that cross. So as I was saying, Upcountry Lions with their fast starts, 12 goals, it took them 12 minutes rather to open the scorers last weekend. This week it took them 16 minutes, and with about 21 on the board, they do get their second as well. So they are no doubt here to play, Arvind.
Indeed. And Red Stars once again just trying to apply pressure on the Upcountry Lions. Now playing a bit of a slow pace, trying to build it up. Naveen Jude has been a maestro down that left wing, playing box to box. Ships it forward. The number 11, Mohammad Ishan. Brilliant intercept there.
Handball called there by the assistant referee.
Good call. This will be Mohammad Badran picking the man beautifully, trying to through ball it now on the left wing. He's been a bit of a dribbler.
Goes down quite easily, does Rishabh, but the referee says nothing doing. Lapse in concentration there by Akil as he loses out for a throw-in.
Rishad still on the ground. Bit theatrical there. There wasn't a lot of contact.
Certainly was, as we have our first hydration break in this game. 25 minutes rather into it. Upcountry Lions making easy work of Red Star. 2 goals to the good in this Super League Week 2 10th match of the tournament, organized by the Football Federation of Sri Lanka, the premier football competition in the country. As we have a look at that foul or dive, well, I don't know what you call that, but there was a bit of a foot on the leg of Rishad. That was Abdul Yaya. A well-earned hydration break for the Upcountry Lions, but for the Red Stars, well, they have a bit to tighten up.
Indeed, early on we saw that they were playing a 4-2-4, and with a couple of those midfielders retreating down into their own box, trying to crowd out the winger and the striker for the Upcountry Lions. However, that ploy not working for them. That's what you get when you play that high line. You can get caught out, especially if those wingers are looking for that chip down the wing.
As we have a look at the goals, the first goal coming for Yaya. Quite an easy goal. The goal gaping open, and he had to just roll it in. And like his dance, as cool as it gets. And the second from their number 7, that was Akib, who curved it in that bottom left corner and dedicated it to his little one.
Yeah, 2 up now. The Lions, Red Stars, it'll be interesting to see how they play out the rest of this first half before we go into Lemons. Red Stars will be looking to tighten up that midfield as well. Those through balls coming in beautifully for the Upcountry Lions. These are the chances created by that midfield, and Jude has been so good coming down that wing, creating pressure on that line and getting past the right back left back duo. And Akib especially has been looking to poach that ball on a couple of occasions.
He certainly did. Akib was denied once, but not on the second time of asking by Mubarak. Rishad trying to keep it in, however the ball trickles out of play. Closing in to that half-hour mark, Upcountry Lions have absolutely brought out their A game and put the Red Stars under early pressure, Arvind.
Indeed, and beautiful touch play, isn't it? Now working their way up. Here's the number 4 for the Lions. He's been very effective down the wing as well, coming down, creating pressure, creating chances, looking for the through ball. Here's Yaya. Here he goes down the wing. Can he get that cross? Audacious effort outside the box, but nonetheless Red Stars still not out of trouble.
Beautiful passage of play there. Naveen Jude, well, take a bow. He somehow managed to apply, step on the accelerator and get away. And by the looks of it, the referee has taken the name of a second player. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure who that was, who he booked. But by the looks of it, it was an upcountry lion. And in fact, it's Wilson who goes into the book. So the referee not holding back, cautioning the players who go over and beyond. But the onus is now on the Red Stars, trailing by 2 goals. As upcountry, well, they take their own cool time on the ball because they sit in the driver's seat, Arvin.
Indeed, they do. Here's the number 11 for the upcountry Lions, creating a bit of a chance here. Magic created almost inside the box. Red Stars getting out of danger there, but here's the number 7, the goal scorer, trying to work it in down the middle now. Can they create a chance? Dilshan, big physical player. That's Mohammad Rishad. This is the second time he's gone down now.
Ramis, the coach, getting a bit excited there, asking for the player to be booked. It was Mohammad Akil rather, who dived in on Rishab, gets a chunk of the man, and well, you can't take it away from Mohammad Ramis for yelling out that he needs to be booked. But the referee does really well, stays cool and calm under pressure from the coach, and just deflects it and lets the game go on, and that's very good to see, Arvind.
Indeed. Country Lions now playing a bit in their own half now. Once again, Rishad joining in for that high press. The skipper Kavish Lakpriya has been more than happy to take an eagle's eye view of the game. He hasn't been tested so far. Red Star once again looking for that high pass down the middle. Mohammad Mursid has been very effective down that left wing for the Lions as well, creating chances, consistently beating defense. And Naveen Jude coming down as well, moving into that mid, filling out the ranks. Yes, Red Star building a bit of momentum before they're beaten out. Here's Upcountry once again playing the high line, but that's been called offside.
Yaya trying to pick out Benjamin York. Unfortunately though, just a bit overeager was the striker as he got in front of the last man in defense. But again we can see Upcountry Lions not satisfied with just 2 goals to their name, are going out all guns blazing on their opponents, as Akil now gives it out to Ishan. Trickery. But now I'm sure he's going to get into the book. Farhat for kicking the ball away. Dilshan a bit too aggressive here for the liking of the referee. But the referee is telling him that that's not going to change the fact that Farhat is going to get his name taken for kicking that ball away.
Yellow card for jersey number 6, Mohammad Farhat.
That's there's no room for that in the in this game. Dissent shown, and he gets booked. Does Mohammad Farhat? Akil takes it short, trying to find Ishan, but Jerome was up to the task. He was well awake, trying to break down that right wing, trying to get the cross in and find Jerome. He collects the second ball, still with the possession. There is Jerome. Now break at the opposite end. Jude trying to pick out the goal scorer. He manages to do so. Driving in at the final defender. York unable to get the shot away. Still trying to work their way. This time though, Akib just strays offside and well defended there by Red Stars. They hold quite a high line there, and their defenders all working in unison. As we can see clearly, the goal scorer Akib just strayed offside on that occasion, Arvind.
Yeah, really good thinking from Red Star. Also, if you could pick that out on the replay, that high line quickly running it back, exposing Akib to be called offside. Struggling Red Stars to get past the defense, now making a run down the wing, collected from the skipper Kavish Lakpriya, being tested for the first time in this first half. He's played a very comfortable 36 minutes, not really been challenged so far. Upcountry Lions also, if you take a look at the footage of this game, they haven't spent an awful lot with those passes. They've looked out to play it out in front, work it down the wing. Akib coming back now, creating room for themselves. Red Star now hanging back, inviting a bit of pressure. Here's the number 11. He's looked very comfortable coming back in. Now playing a bit of a press game now, creating momentum from the back. That's well cooked. Naveen Jude finds good touch, slicing it onto the wing, but well defended from Red Star. Gives up a lot of ground on that one. Once again, they'll be looking to play it out in front with that cross to the winger. Naveen Jude coming back in now. Once again, he's been marked now. Cutting back inside with the through ball. Upcountry Lions holding defense now. Good bit of touch play. Unfortunately, here's Rishad playing the wing back role here. Through ball for Red Stars. Clears it high. Running down that first 40-45 minutes here. Upcountry Lions will look to finish this off, but still so much attacking intent here. Looking for that poacher up the wing. Looking for that key pass here. More than happy to park the bus for a little bit, wait it out. Red Star in the number 22 jersey, that's Asande Jerome coming up high, creating a bit of pressure for the Upcountry Lions. Rishad now finding his way in the thick of things. Now applying a bit of pressure here, the Red Stars Upcountry Lions, for the first time looking a bit locked out in that back four. Looking to create space. That's a good through ball. Finding their way. It's wing to wing action here. Good through ball, but once again Dilshan looks to be very mammothy, not letting anyone get past him.
Good strength shown there by the skipper Chamod Dilshan, shrugging the forward off the ball as Yaya and Wilson continue to pull the strings from midfield for this upcountry team.
Mohammad Akil looks to be the centre pivot here for the Upcountry Lions. Once again, will that be brilliant chip from Mohammad Akib? Doesn't get quite the length on it, but that was good thinking on his feet. That front three has been beautiful. That could have been the brace for Mohammad Akib. Absolutely no one near the net. Good head on his shoulders there, but unfortunately doesn't get the line on that one right. Here's Jude once again turning it back. Fouled once again. Two up Upcountry Lions. Naveen Jude coming down hard off of that tackle. Gets a good chunk of the player. Upcountry Lions are more than happy to park the bus and look for play down the counter. Red Stars now stealing possession, but only for half a second. Yaya and Mohammad Akil down the middle, playing that pivot piece. Wilson Osei coming out in front as well. Now playing three on the mid. Naveen Jude looking for that through ball. Here's Yaya. That's been cleared. And been cleared well by Red Star Rashid. Coming back down. It's a set piece. The third for the Upcountry Lions. 42 minutes now. Couple of minutes of play left before we go into Lemons. Yaya slightly overcooking his run there. That's a good cross. Picked it up on the volley. Unfortunately, Akib overcooking it a little bit. But he's been such good with placement. He's constantly finding spaces for himself to be dangerous in. Here's Metahan. Finding the number 6. Here's Dilshan.
The game has petered out a bit, given that Upcountry Lions are comfortably leading 2-0 with a few minutes to be added on for injury. But the team in all white are pulling strings at will and have managed 2 goals, but will be looking for more. Foul coming in on Ishan.
It's Rashid this time around, who finds no touch on the ball.
And an early change. Rishad is being subbed off as he will be replaced by Kitushan, who makes his way in that number 35 jumper.
The number 7 for the Lions now being locked down. Now Dilshan trying to find space for that forward pass, finding none. Passes it back. Good through ball there from the number 6 for the Red Stars. Dilshan once again finding possession of the ball. Good bit of defending there from the skipper. Yeah. And Mohammad Akil. Good pivot play there.
Tackles flying in though, Arvind, as Red Stars are not too pleased to have gone 2 goals down, as Kitushan, the defender, the substitute, gets into the thick of the action, receiving it back, gets across. Oh well, you can call it a shot. Unfortunately though, ricochets off the crossbar. As we see, 4 minutes are being added on for the little stoppages and the hydration break. But what an impact early on by that substitute coming in, receiving that second ball, and he would have had the idea of getting a cross in, but well, for him, could now say that it was a shot, but a bit of pressure being put on the team in white.
Have a look if the Red Stars are able to put one in the net in injury time in this first half. They will have cut pressure in half for themselves. And of fact, Kidushan has looked very stable. Brilliant first touch there from the player. They'll be looking to press now. Good possession play here from the Red Stars. Dilshan. That high press working effectively. Here's Akib once again with the ball in hand. Passes it through to number 11. And that's goal number 3 within the first half. That's Mohammad Ishan. Brilliant connection between Akib and Ishan. Good through ball. Times it perfectly. That high line. Upcountry Lions countering it perfectly.
Goal for Upcountry.
I think it all
Score
began
by
from
jersey
when the
number
keeper
11,
gave
Mohammad
position
Ishan.
away. Akib set up Ishan and he opened his body up really well and guided it into that far corner. You can see there, side foot into the right hand side of the net, as Metahan is telling his keeper that he needs to clear it out and not to the opponent. But well, 3 goals to the good are the Upcountry Lions, and now by the looks of it, the game seems to be bagged and their goals just keep increasing. Crowded out as Naveen Jude driving at Metahan.
Yeah, Naveen Jude unable to make that incisive run in now. He's being marked by 3 players once again. Oh dear, the skipper for the Red Stars will have a talking to. I feel like Mohammad Mubarak a bit too complacent within the box. Number 7 poaching it brilliantly. That's a challenge and a half from the sub Kitushan. Will he be booked? War forwards going on between the 2 sides. They'll be looking to keep things clean here. Akib and Dilshan getting into a bit of a scrap here. Unnecessary. Country Lions 3-0 up.
Kicking out at Ishan was Kitushan, and he goes into the book. Dilshan, the keeper, his team trailing by 3 goals, and he's not too happy a man. Very grumpy, but that's the end of the first half. 3 goals by the Upcountry Lions. See them going in with a comfortable 3 goals to the good lead. 3-0. Yaya was the first, Akib scored the second, and Ishan on the stroke of half time managed the 3rd goal. As we go into half time here at Sugadadasa, it's Upcountry Lions 3 goals, Red Star 0 in this game 10 of the Super League Week 2 encounter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the score at
And this is the action for you folks. Couple of challengers wavered, and a couple of yellows coming in for the Red Stars. Bit aggressive in their defensive play, but Yaya finding an extremely easy virgin goal there for the Upcountry Lions. After that point on, it was Score City for the men in white, being able to create a pressure on a couple of seconds, but Akib with a couple of shots on goal as well, but he found the net on his second. Brilliant right footer there, created space for himself. The sub there, number 35, and Rishad going into the bench. Plenty of yellows coming in for the Red Stars as well. Unfortunately, the number 7 Mohammad Akib looked very dangerous in front of goal, especially within that 30-yard box. And it was the number 11 Mohammad Ishan finding a successful left footer. Mubarak unable to really hold ground within the box for the Red Stars.
Indeed, I think Red Stars will be relieved to be seen only 3 goals against them. We will go in for a quick commercial break and be back with the second half action on the other side.
පාපන්දුව අපිට විශේෂයි. 2024 වෙනකොට අපි හිටියේ පාපන්දු ලෝක ශ්‍රේණිගත කිරීම වල 206 වෙනි ස්ථානයේ. අපි දැන් 187 වෙනි ස්ථානය දක්වා ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සරසරටම එකතු වෙන ජය පිටියක්
රටවල් 20ක් අවුරුදු එකහමාරක් වගේ ඇතුළත අභිබවලා ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. ඒක මම හිතන්නේ පාපන්දු ශේෂ්ත්‍රය අපිට විශාල ජයග්‍රහණයක්. තව මෙතනත් ඉස්සරහට ගිහිල්ලා අපිට ආසියාවේ හොඳම කණ්ඩායම් බවට පත් වෙන්න අපි උත්සාහ දරමින් ඉන්නවා.
අපි දිනමු ජය ගමන පෙරට අපි දිනමු.
ක්‍රීඩකයන් අතර පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩාව ජනප්‍රිය කරන්න අපි විශාල උත්සාහයක් ගනිමින් ඉන්නවා. අපිට මේ අවුරුද්දේ අපි උත්සාහ ගන්නේ ඊළඟට අපිට එන දකුණු ආසියානු පාපන්දු තරඟාවලියේ කුසලානය දිනා ගන්න අපි තරඟ කරන්න තමයි අපි සැලසුම් කරන්නේ. අවුරුදු 31කට පස්සේ අපි මේ උත්සාහය ගන්න. මොකද අපි අවුරුදු 31කින් කුසලානය ජයග්‍රහණය කළා නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒ වෙනුවෙන් අපි වැඩසටහන් ගණනාවක් හදලා තියෙනවා.
බන්දු පාපන්දු දිනමු 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 නැත වේග නැත වාද රට දිනන තැනට හැමදේම
Sam Durant with an opportunity, he finds a pass, here's an opportunity, what a shot! And Leon Ferreira breaks the deadlock for the home side in what was an absolutely beautiful move for Sri Lanka. Sam Durant down this left flank, running into space, squares it, and what an assist! Oh, what a play.
Went through the first 40 to Silva, making a break in the corner. Drives it in the middle. And that's the first goal. It's Raja Mohan.
A 2-goal cushion will really put Chinese Taipei out of this tie. And once again now, De Silva, as we mentioned about that 2-goal cushion.
Here's Rosic driving that in, that's the third goal for Sri Lanka, 3 points in all.
With a shot from range, and that's been the kind of day, but Kellogg makes no mistake to give for Sri Lanka.
You are our family and we are your family. This family together, we need to take this game forward that the country went through in 2022 in terms of economy, in terms of business, education, Aragalaya. Then again, we went through a suspension period. So lots of hardship. But one thing we had in common was we were together. Whatever the differences we had in the past or in football, when it come to football, when it come to federation, when it come to governance, we all of us were united together. We fought against the suspension. We fought against the interference. We fought against political involvements, but all 67 we were together. This unity is something that makes us different from all other sports. We have 78 sports, I think, in the country registered, but we are so much of different. We are different from other sports because when it comes to important matters, national matters, government matters, we are together. This is the only way our game, our country's football can go forward. Sometimes we'll have differences, sometimes we'll have opinions, sometimes we'll have elections. It doesn't matter. We can have our own opinion. You can choose whoever you want. That's different. But when we are together, if you want to protect our game, if you want to take our game, we are one family.
චමින්දනීල් ස්ටේන්වල් මෙම පුහුණු පාඨමාලාවේ ප්‍රධාන උපදේශක විදිහට කටයුතු කරනවා. ඉතින් මේ පාඨමාලාවේ ගොඩක් අපි කතා කරන්නේ ටෙක්නිකල් ටැක්ටිකල් සම්බන්ධව දේවල්, විශේෂයෙන්ම ග්‍රාස් රූට් වයසේ ළමයටත් යූත් ළමයටත් අපි මොනවද අපි පුහුණුවීම් වලදී ලබා දෙන්න ඕන කියලා. ඉතින් මේක මම විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ කෝස් එක පටන් ගන්න ඕනේ කියලා ලංකාවට හඳුන්වා දෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා කල්පනා කරේ. ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ පාපන්දු ඇකඩමි දැන් ගොඩක් බිහි වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම පාසලට, ඒ වගේම සමාජගත කරන්න. එතකොට මේ ඇකඩමි වල ඉන්න කෝචස්ලා ඒගොල්ලෝ හරහා තමයි මේ දැනුම ග්‍රාස් රූට් ළමයට යන්නේ. විශාල සංඛ්‍යාවක් ඇකඩමි වල පුහුණුවීම් ලබනවා. නමුත් මම හිතනවා මේ කෝචස්ලාට මේ නොලෙජ් එක යන්න ඕනේ. ඒ නිසා මේ පාඨමාලාව ඔබ හදාරනවා කියන්නේ පුහුණුකරුවෙක් විදිහට රටේ අනාගතේ මීට වැඩිය හොඳ තැනකට අපේ රටේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ව ගෙනියන්න පුළුවන්. බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
මම හර්ෂිනී මදුෂානි ගම්පහ තක්ෂිලා විද්‍යාලයෙන්. ඇත්තට මම හිතන්නේ ගොඩාක් අත්දැකීම් ගත්තා. අපි බොහොම පිරිසක් මේත් එක්ක එකතු වුණා. සියලුම දෙනා මම හිතනවා ගොඩාක් පාපන්දු හැකියාව කුසලතා වර්ධනය කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා A to Z කියලා දෙනවා. ඒක ඇත්තටම වටිනවා. සීලයිසන් කෝස් එක එහා ගිහිල්ලා මේ ප්‍රායෝගික ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් පුහුණුවීම් ගොඩාක් අපිට ලැබලා දුන්නා. ඒ තුලින් මම හිතනවා රටේ අනාගතයට මේක හරියට ක්‍රියාවට නැන්නුවොත් රටේ අනාගතේ හොඳ පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩකයන් බිහි කරීමේ හැකියාව අපි සියලු දෙනාටම තියෙනවා. සියලු දෙනාටම මම ආරාධනා කරනවා මේ පුහුණුවීම්ගේ වලින් ගන්න පුළුවන් උපරිම ප්‍රතිඵල අරගෙන රටේ අනාගත දක්ෂ පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩකයන් බිහි කරමු කියලා.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். நான் டிலக்ஷன் நொதர்ன் ப்ரவின்ஸ் மன்னாரில் இருந்து வந்திருக்கிறேன். கிராஸ் ரூட் கோச்சிங் கோர்ஸுக்கு வந்திருக்கிறேன். இது உண்மையிலே ஒரு பிரியோசனமான பயனுள்ள ஒரு கோர்ஸ். ஸ்கூல் கோச்சர்ஸ், பிடி டீச்சர்ஸ், ஃபுட்பாலில் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கிற எல்லாருமே கட்டாயம் இந்த கோர்ஸஸை நீங்கள் ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும். லாங்குவேஜ் பிரச்சனை இங்கே இல்லை. கட்டாயம் இந்த கோர்ஸை நீங்கள் எல்லோரும் ஃபாலோ பண்ணுங்கள். இது ஒரு வெளிவான கோர்ஸ். இதற்கால ஒரு ஃப்யூச்சர் உங்களை ஃபுட்பாலில் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கிறவங்களை வளர்க்குறதுக்கு ஒரு பிரியோசனமான கோர்ஸாக அமையும்.
Hi, my name is Reginald Eroshin. I love this game because this is something that everyone should love in Sri Lanka, not just in Sri Lanka. If you see, if you take the international grounds, everyone loves football. I thought I want to do this professionally, and when I was looking into it in the academy itself, I was introduced to Football Federation Sri Lanka, and I was announced that there is a course that you can do from the beginning itself, from grassroots to D license, C license, A license, and every other license that is capable of me coaching for even local and international football teams. If you are interested, if you are a player, and if you are looking forward to do something about this sport for the international or the local market, where students can learn football, where you would love to teach about football, this would be the perfect course. If you want to start somewhere, grassroots coaching sessions will be the first fundamental stuff where you can learn a lot of things that even most of mainstream players doesn't know. So if you love the game, play the game, or learn it and teach it.
ඒ වගේම මේ අවස්ථාවට අද පැමිණ සිටින පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රී ස්ටෙෆ්නි ෆර්නැන්ඩස් සහෝදරයාගෙනුත් ඒ වගේම චම්පිකේට් වර්ග සහෝදරයා ඒ වගේම මීගම මහනගර සභාවේ නගරාධිපතිතුමන් ශ්‍රී ලංකා පාපොත් සම්මේලනයේ සභාපතිතුමන් ඒ වගේම නාගරික කොමසාරිස්තුමිය ඒ වගේම ප්‍රාදේශීය ලේකම්තුමිය ඇතුළු අපේ මීගම මහනගර සභාවේ සියලුම නාගරික මන්ත්‍රීවරු මන්ත්‍රීවරයන් සහ ඒ වගේම පාපොත් සම්මේලනයේ සියලුම නිලධාරී මණ්ඩලයෙන්ද ඒ වගේම අද මේ අවස්ථාවට පැමිණ සිටින පුහුණුකරුවන් නිලධාරීන් ඒ වගේම අපේ අනාගත ක්‍රීඩකයින්ගෙන්ද ඒ වගේම මේ අවස්ථාව වර්ණවත් කරන්න පැමිණි ඔබ සමගින්ද අවසරයි. මීගමුවට අපි වෙච්චි බලාපොරොත්තුවක් අද ඉෂ්ට වුණා කියලා මම හිතනවා. මොකද විශේෂයෙන්ම පාපොත් සම්මේලනයේ ගරු සභාපතිතුමන් ක්‍රීඩා අමාත්‍යාංශයේදී මා හමුණු මොහොතක් කතා කරද්දී කිව්වා අපිට මිනි පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩාංගණ දෙකක් ජාත්‍යන්තර පාපොත් සම්මේලනයේ ලැබී තියෙනවා කියලා කියද්දී මම ඒ වෙලම ඔහුට යෝජනාවක් කරා මට එකක් මීගමුවට ඕනේ කියලා. ඉතින් මම දැන් ඒ වෙලේ එතුමා එකට කැමති වුණා. මම හිතන්නේ ඒකේ මල්පල් ගැන්වීමක් හැටියට අද දින අපිට ඒ සඳහා මේ අවස්ථාවට අද අපිට මුල්ගල් තියලා ඒ අපි වෙච්ච බලාපොරොත්තුව එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි වෙච්ච පොරොන්දුව අද අපිට ආරම්භ කරන්න අපිට හැකියාව ලැබුණා. ඉතින් අපි හිතනවා විශේෂයෙන්ම ක්‍රීඩාව කියන දේ අද අපිට නැතුවම බැරි දෙයක්. පුංචි දරුවගේ ඉඳලා වැඩිමහල්ලා දක්වා
Tempers boiling over at the end of that first half, but we are in all readiness for this second half as the Upcountry Lions sit pretty with a 3-goal advantage over the Red Stars in this game 10 of week 2 of the Super League organized by the Sri Lanka Football Federation. I have Arvin with me, joining me back. Arvin, well, the game, it did not disappoint that first half, and we'll be hoping for more of the same in the second half.
Indeed, Romario and Upcountry Lions have very much lived up to their reputation. And if we are going by precedent, and if we are going by what has happened before, and if that earlier fixture is anything that will predict things to go in this second half, we'll be seeing a lot more goals as well, at least shots on goal for the Upcountry Lions, who look very happy going in on the attack early on.
Certainly, they did score 3 times in that first half, and things did tend to boil over a bit in that at the end of that first half, but the Lemons, I'm sure, would have cooled things back down during the half-time breather. As Dilshan, the skipper of Red Stars, who got a bit agitated, but here's an opportunity, and Jerome unfortunately does not connect. He was right in front of goal, and the defender Da Costa did extremely well to put him off.
I'll tell you this much, as far as build-up phases go for a shot attempt, that was as perfect as he got for either side. Brilliant through ball and brilliant cross, low-lying effort. Unfortunately, Jerome not being able to find touch there in front of the net.
The ball was asking to be put away. Unfortunately for Jerome and the Red Stars, he was unable to do so. But Naveen Jude, from one end, he has come to the other end of the field, but his sparkling feet, well, it continues to trouble his opponents. Here's a replay of that, Arvin. Jerome, he was just put off enough by Da Costa, as Jafran is seeming to have a bit of a word there with the coach of Red Stars, Mohammad Ramis. He has plenty to say as Ramis, but this is that replay of Jude being brought down, Arvin.
Yeah, unfortunately, not the first time the ref has had to have that conversation with the gaffer for Red Stars, and you can understand some frustration boiling over for him. He's been his side has been thrashed 3-0 in those first 49 minutes. Brilliant through, but unfortunately Jude not being able to pick it up effectively on that left wing. Red Stars under a bit of pressure now. Clears it out once again. If you could just take a look at that defensive line, 5 players now on the back trying to build it out from the bottom. Playing a high line here now, Upcountry Lions. A good Trivela. Jude trying to cut back in. Physical effort there from the Red Stars, but unfortunately things just not going their way. That's the second foul so far. That's a free kick. Read that cut back in magnificently, but unfortunately finds nothing but body on that effort, coming down hard on that foot. It's Naveen Jude with the dead ball. Not a bad spot for a free kick attempt. I wonder whether he'll be playing it back. A good cross there. Finds the man perfectly. Shot attempt blocked beautifully. He's been good inside the box, that defender Mohammad Ijaz. Looks to lock down the attackers beautifully. That would have been a shot and a half if not for Ijaz. But once again, Upcountry Lions looking for the man to make that run inside the box. Playing wing to wing now, just trying to make some space. Almost all of the Red Stars finding themselves crowded inside the box, looking for that forward man. Good attempt, but unfortunately cleared out. Once again, Upcountry Lions with some possession in hand. Red Stars have looked marginally better in terms of possession this half. Of course, they'll be looking to increase their chances of getting a shot on goal. So far, we've seen glimpses of that. Certainly, the coaching staff and the gaffer for the Red Stars will be looking for that intent from them and that composure as well. They've not been able to hold on to their nerve whenever they've been pressed. Upcountry Lions, on the other hand, they can afford to park the bus a little bit, but nevertheless, this is what we've been talking about. Red Stars, once they've begun inklings of a possession-based game, unfortunately, whenever they've been pressed, unable to hold on to the ball for long. That's a good effort from the Red Stars to get the ball through to the forwards, but unfortunately that midfield doing brilliant work to patch it out. Here's Jude being marked by Ijaz. Good battle between the two of them. Finds position beautifully. Red Stars under the pump here early on. It's off to Metehan to make that long kick, unfortunately. Oh, here we go, making a run now. Red Stars down the wing. Makes his way inside the box. Good cross there, but unfortunately crowding it out. Sunday Jerome just unable to find position there in time. Jude with the quick feint, cuts back inside, gets through one man, 2, 3 now. That's a good attempt on goal from Benjamin York. He's been quiet for the Upcountry Lions, playing second fiddle, but now looking to come back into the game in a big way.
Sublime run there by Naveen. Beat a couple of players, cut back inside and was unselfishly setting up York. But Benjamin just unable to find the corner of that post, corner of the goal. Did everything right, did his teammates and him, apart from that finish. Can see fluency coming back into the game for Upcountry, and they are controlling the game with relative ease, you could say. Here's another lovely through pass coming in now. Naveen finishes. He adds the finishing touch on the fourth goal in the 54th minute, and Upcountry Lions are no doubt sending the Red Stars back in.
Fluency coming back into the game, like you said, and how true would that statement come to be. Brilliant through ball from the middle. Naveen Jude, he's always looked to cut back in, coming in, getting it past the keeper.
It would be good to see the opposite angle, the reverse angle, to see whether he's straight offside, but by the looks of it, I don't think there was any chance of that. Quite hopeful calls from Metahan with his arm going up. But now Abdur Rahman, the coach of the Red Stars, Mohammad Ramis rather, beg your pardon, will have quite a bit of thinking to do on how he is going to stop the rot, because he will not be wanting to concede more than 4 to 5 goals, because it'll break the confidence of his team, and that's the last thing he would need at the beginning of this long tournament.
Oh yes, indeed. And something that I am very curious about will be how the teams that will be looking to take on the Lions next will be faring mentally. Goal tally going up to 13 goals in total now. That percentage climbing up as we speak. Building it back from the back. Composure has been the name of the game for the Upcountry Lions. Cutting back in, the number 11 looking for that through ball for our kid Dilshan, having a bit of a battle with him there, clears it out. He's been one of the singular solitary good defenders and good operators here for the Red Stars. Looking composed. Just trying to work it out towards the front. Good through ball there.
You see, the thing is with the Red Stars, they are sitting back so deep that when they break, unfortunately, there aren't enough bodies for Kitushan to find. Jerome is the only forward pushing up, and well, he gets crowded out by the Upcountry defense as they drop back. So nothing seems to be working for this Red Stars, as the Upcountry Lions are now having a bit of fun, as Ishan driving down the right. Unfortunately for him, unable to wriggle past that last defender. Had he done so, well, it would have been curtains for the Red Stars.
Yes, indeed. Lack of fluency there in the back for Red Stars, coming under considerable pressure from that high press.
Makes me wonder why they are just trying to play from behind after going 4 goals down. We need to be attacking a bit more, but it's easier said than done by us sitting up here in the AC room in this com box.
Indeed, and easier still when we are not competing against the upcountry Lions, who have looked brilliant defensively as well as offensively. Now Jerome finding his way inside the net, unable to keep the ball in play. Skipper gets his hands on that one. Kavish Lakpriya, he's had to ward off a couple of attempts on goal, most notably a brilliant attempt from one of the substitutions for Red Stars, that was number 35, Kitushan.
Good strength on that occasion shown by Da Costa to hold his ground against the much bigger Jerome inside the box. As now they just seem to be gaining control of this game. The upcountry players, as Akib makes the run, but he did look offside on the first time of asking, and the flag goes up. There you see there was a good run made behind him as well by Ishan. If Ishan had been found, the story would have been different. Kitushan now.
Yeah, it's been puzzling to say the least. Whenever the Red Stars have played that high line, they've not been able to find their man effectively. And yes, the offside trap has worked on a couple of occasions, leaving Ishan to be called for offside a couple of times. Unfortunately, very pregnant gaps there in the defense for the Red Stars. With a set piece here now, that's Mohammad Ijaz with a good cross. Looking for space there, looking for the man.
Waste of a delivery there by the Red Stars. They did have everyone from their defense back in the 16-yard area, hoping for that delivery. Unfortunately though, unable to get it through, as the Lions seem to be getting away. Now Navin Jude rather, driving down and looking for that bottom corner. However, a strong hand by the goalkeeper Mubarak wards it away. Did seem to look like it was going into the danger area. Well, in fact, it was not saved. It was cleared by the substitute Ajmer. There you see Mubarak was beaten well and truly by Naveen. Just finding support, thankfully, for the Red Stars.
Yes, indeed. Naveen Jude has been very effective going down there. One of the players for Red Stars. Once again, a free kick down the middle.
Again, the defenders coming forward. However, a high line being held by the defenders, Upcountry Lions, as the keeper is called into the action, parried it away, and now an opportunity for a break. Here's Akib trying to pick York. Well, does he do so? He does. Trying to go around the keeper was Benjamin, but Mubarak did extremely well to rush out and put Benjamin under pressure. Still under a bit of pressure, and he parries it away. Does Mubarak. On the second time of asking Mohammad Ishan, it was this time. Looked like he had found the corner, but he still had to beat the keeper. And Mubarak, well, there was no beating him. Fully outstretched arm, right arm, parries it away, and the resulting corner, well, that's a bit of a disappointment, Akid.
Yeah, Mubarak will be able to pat himself on the back a little bit for those brilliant keepaways. Once from York, who made a lightning run, and then Ishan, who seemed dead set on finding the back of the net.
My. Well, we have quite a visitor on the field of play, as he seems to be going back to where he came from.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to say this, but completely against the run of play there. Sudden visit from wildlife.
Not the intended stoppage you would see on your usual league game on telly, but well, we've had dogs, we've had cats, and now we have snakes paying their visits as drop ball resumes play.
This is what I have been talking about, Romario. The Red Stars, once they've found that first touch, they've not been able to keep their legs on ball for too long. They've been good with the intercepts, yes, but unfortunately, whenever pressure comes cooking, they've been unable to ward off that defender. Good cut back in. Plenty of attackers inside the net.
Dilshan nagging away at the referee, and well, I'm sure that's not going to stop anywhere until this game comes to an end. The skipper, grumpy old skipper he is this evening, having considered 4 goals his team. Jerome picking off the pass, and the second ball yet again goes astray. So that has been quite a worry for the Red Stars, and it surely seems to be continuing on as Benjamin York comes short, trying to get into the thick of the action. Yaya finding Murshid as he receives it back. Wilson to the substitute. A lovely delivery to Ishan, trying to pick his spot and cross it in, and Naveen! Oh dear. We all would have expected him to be double in his goal tally and making it 5 for the Upcountry Lions, but he unfortunately misses a sitter.
Brilliant cross there. Unfortunately, Jude.
By the looks of it, I think he seemed to look for the near post rather than going to the same side the ball came from, and that did not help his cause. But you don't see Naveen Jude missing a sitter like that. Collector's item, but we have about 25 minutes or so left in this game, and I'm sure Upcountry Lions will no doubt be pushing for more. They have undone their opponents with relative ease, and I'm sure they want more of the same. Wilson.
Akib now dropping back into the mid, looking to create a couple of chances here. Couple of challenges here from the Red Stars.
Nothing really going their way, Arvind. When everything goes south, it tends to go pretty quickly. There again you see even that pass just doesn't stick at your feet, and it's such a day for the Red Stars. Trying to pick out his teammate Kitushan. He manages to do so. Now trying to get a shot away, but again crowded out by the Upcountry Lions defenders. Kitushan comes back for a second bite at the cherry. Here's the substitute driving down the right wing, trying to get the cross in. Manages to do so, but not the best of crossers, as the Upcountry defense does extremely well, as good as their attack. Dilshan trying to pick out a pass, manages to do so. Metahan under a bit of pressure from Benjamin York.
Unfortunately, the Red Stars have been unable to build from the back, and that first touch has just not been that deft. But now Kitushan looking for the through ball down the wing, gets it. Willie cross. Good defense here from the Lions. They've been put under the pump a couple of times in these last couple of minutes, in a welcome change of pace. But brilliant defending. If you're playing crowd work games inside your own box, this is how you do it. And they have done it beautifully.
Well, they certainly have done it beautifully, and they have undone their opponent with great professionalism. And well, we go into the second hydration break in this game, with Upcountry Lions sitting pretty with 4 goals to the good. And the Red Stars, well, the way they find themselves playing, we don't see them coming back. But you never know. And this is quite a funny game, is football. A well-earned hydration break though for the referees and the Upcountry Lions. The referee has not been shy to show his yellow card. He has shown it on 4 occasions this evening.
Deservedly so. Dilshan also has been unafraid of being verbal on more than a couple of occasions, and you can't fault him for that. His teammates not playing their best game here at the Sugatadasa. Upcountry Lions looking more and more fluent with the ball in possession, especially when making those inroads towards the box. And those through balls, my, what a thing of beauty for them. The coaching staff for the Red Stars will certainly have a lot of words.
As we have a look at a few opportunities which have gone begging for the Upcountry Lions. There were a couple of good saves as well from Mubarak.
We are certainly in that second half, couple of those saves coming in very, very clutch, especially that worldie near the net.
But I'm sure Naveen will be kicking himself for missing out on that occasion. However, you can clearly see that the atmosphere within the two teams, they look drastically different. Red Stars trailing, and you can expect that as well. But here are a few opportunities that the Red Stars can say missed or were off target. That was as close as it gets, the first one, but then on Jerome unfortunately not connecting at all. As play resumes, and it will be the Red Stars to take a throw in to begin this game. Jerome finding himself rushing onto that, but Ishan comes back and cleans things up somewhat.
Yeah, not enough of a deft first touch for the Red Star players. They've been able to be locked down whenever they've tried playing those short passes, especially in that midfield. Now playing it back once again. Huge challenge. That's another yellow for the Red Stars. Coming undone now, Mohammad Ijaz. That was a huge challenge. Referee does not sympathize. Ijaz has been one of the standout defenders for Red Star. He's put his body on the line there. Unfortunately, suffers a yellow for it. Gets nothing of the ball. Jude and Murshid have been deadly down that wing. This has been the killer difference between the Upcountry Lions. Whenever one of their players have been marked and come under the pump, they've been able to get those through passes. Yes, Jude once again now being called.
I think he'll be extremely disappointed with that offside. He's now on the far wing. He can see the defensive line and where they are, and he should not be ideally getting caught offside on that occasion.
Indeed, but one of the highlights of Jude's play style has been the fact that he's been able to read the ball so beautifully. Now having a very rare passage of play. Red Stars challenge their needless from Yaya. Referee awarding Red Stars a set piece here.
Does really well, does Andrew Deluction, buying his team a free kick. Again, quite a high line held by the Upcountry Lions. They'll be looking for this ball to be dropped into that area, and it is, as Kitushan tries to find a bit of space to put his lasers through it. Unfortunately though, it's such a day, Arvind, nothing really going their way for the Red Stars.
Yeah, you really have to feel for them. Couple of chances gone begging for the Red Stars. Unfortunately, that deft touch and fluency lacking in their game. That substitution, Kitushan, has been magnificent. However, oh, that's a chance gone begging, surely. Rilhard will be kicking himself. Gets his weak foot on it, surely. And with that, Mohammad Asad stepping in on the pitch in lieu of Wilson Osei, the first sub. As well as Fazuldin Abdullah finding his way into the pitch in lieu of Mohammad Akil. New players being blooded now, injecting a bit of adrenaline and energy stores into the final minutes of the game.
It's also great to see former Sri Lanka representative Harsha Fernando in that number 3 jumper finding his way onto the field. By the looks of it, into the defense he goes. Does Harsha? Not the best of first touches, but
both sides just struggling to get the ball past the midfield. Here's Jerome. Good cross. Beginnings of opportunities here. Unfortunately, called offside. Red Stars, nothing really going their way. Brilliant through ball. Good cross. He's always been good, Supun Dhananjaya, with that cross.
Harsha comes in and finds himself assuming the captain's duties as Naveen looks for a cross. Unfortunately though, just a little bit of execution letting him down on that occasion.
Very unselfish player, Naveen. Lesser pedigree would immediately try to have cut back in, but was looking for that cross. But they've been brilliant with the long passes. Upcountry Lions. Just 10 more minutes to go for regular time before we go into injury. Oh, that's a good sidestep. Good cross back into the deep. Red Stars now with the beginnings of an opening. Unfortunately, something that you said springs to mind. They've been playing such a high line and they've been so deep in that defense that when their players do decide to commit to that attack, all of their midfield has to make so much ground, and really their playmaking and their passes suffer for that fact.
Certainly does, as we saw even on that occasion. They have only 2 options, and the coach as well telling his forwards to just open out a bit towards the opponents rather than going in deep. Harsha missing, but his teammate helps clean things up. Given away though. Jerome taking a shot, swinging it at it. Unfortunately though, it's that sort of an evening. Nothing to really bother Kavish in goal for the Upcountry Lions. Red Stars now trying to conjure something up in attack, but again, from being beside the opponent's goal, they have driven themselves far back into their own half, and they find themselves handing out a throw-in to the opponents, Upcountry Lions, as more changes are being made. Adil comes on for
substitutions for Red Stars.
The Red Stars, along with Hakim, and the changes are being rung in hope of maybe finding an opening, but that seems to be far off for the Red Stars, as Upcountry Lions have been as good in defense as they have been in attack. Harsha Fernando called in and he does his cleaning up duties. Has been a dedicated player for Sri Lanka. He's coaching at Gateway as Jerome tries to wriggle through, does manage to do so, and wins a free kick as well. a bit of respite for the lone warrior for the Red Stars, and Harsha Fernando seems to have gotten a yellow card as well for his troubles.
Nevertheless, good defending there from Fernando, the season campaigner. He won't grudge himself that Mohammad Rilhad will be taking the kick. He'll be looking for that man Jerem down the middle.
He will be looking to drop it on that penalty spot. Rilhad does do so. Unfortunately though, doesn't get enough on that header. Well, in fact, it has been headed out by the upcountry defenders. So another opportunity, this time from the corner. Chamod Dilshan been spoken to by the referee.
Kitushan with the cross. That's a good one. Goes begging. Another opportunity. Dilshan slightly happier with that effect from his teammates. Couple more minutes to go. Any other side, you would not be at fault for thinking that they'd park the bus. But Upcountry Lions, they've been a free scoring outfit, especially when they're in their element, and they are very much so. They'll be looking for goal number 5 and end this game on a high. Jude especially on that wing. Good clearance from Mubarak. Red Stars once again, they'll struggling. Here's the 21, Willie cut back in. Yasida. Unfortunate there for Naveen Jude. He's been surgical with picking those long lobs his way.
Hakim was beaten all ends up in that on that occasion as well, but Naveen just unable to find that final product. Da Costa getting in the way of Kavish,
And
but not too much damage done.
Something that is clearly noticeable in these 85 minutes of play is that whenever Upcountry Lions have had the ball in their half, they've not really been put out in the pump by the Red Stars, giving those players plenty of space, not really pressing them forward. Of course, there is that element of fatigue. Now here's Kitushan wasting it completely. Had so much space on that one. Overcooks the angle on that one. Unlucky Red Stars. Day to forget for them. Jerem once again. That soft touch. Just a bit too touch. Bit too delicate. Red Stars with their possession and handling. Plenty of ball handling errors, especially in that midfield. Will be plenty of conversations to be had before their next fixture. Here's a long clearance. Naveen Jude.
Well. Decision time now for the goal for the referee, and he looks to have shown a yellow card to the keeper. Lucky, you could say, Naveen. If he had got around the keeper, would have been curtains for Mubarak and co. But the clearance, well, the foot rather, collects him on his ribs, and a gift from the keeper for all the troubles he has given the Red Stars. But here's another opportunity. Benjamin York. He will no doubt be looking to get his name on the score sheet.
And yet, there is time for him to do so. High block there. York still with the ball. Good cross. Murshid, he's been a good creator of chances. Good cross. Overcooks the distance on that one. Mubarak will be looking to finish the game without conceding another one down his net. Will be a couple more minutes of injury time added. He'll look for the long lob. Well collected by the Red Stars. Unfortunately, not the best of first touches there. Crowded out by the Lions. Looking for an opening there. Playing a bit of tiki-taka there. Kitushan with a shot on goal. However, backup goalkeeper finding it a very easy assignment. Rather Lakpriya.
A tame shot there on target. And well, you're not beating this goalkeeper. Picked off by Jude. He's not only an all-out attacker, he does his fair share of defense as well, Arvind. And it's good to see. He seems to be in the form of his life, does Naveen.
Yeah, the inverted wing back for the Upcountry Lions has been a revelation. He wasn't, even though he's just had one goal contribution, just brilliant and such a dangerous goal threat. It's 4 minutes of added time to close this game out, and the Red Stars will be looking for some moral suasion. That's a lofty attempt from Jerome, certainly one of their best, but unfortunately goes above everyone's head there.
Fazul Rahman, the coach of Upcountry Lions, looking on, and I'm sure he must be wondering what more he can do to make his team score more goals, because they have been quite sublime in front of goal. They were gifted a chance or two, but it's one thing to be gifted, and well, even though you're gifted, you need to take the opportunity. And these Upcountry Lions players, they have done so exquisitely. Harsha Fernando goes for a shot from range, but does not trouble the keeper. And I'm now quite sure Mubarak too will be hoping for this game to finish as soon as possible.
Indeed. And that shot from Harsh Fernando just shows you how enterprising the Lions have been. Good deft touch. Unfortunately, Mohammad Akib unable to hold on to that and making that run. Mubarak will be looking to clear this off.
Just unable to take it in his stride was Akib. Sure, he would have no doubt would have had his name in the headlines had he had got that second goal, but wasn't meant to be. Now Naveen. picking out his teammate.
The Upcountry Lions have been so effective with their short passes, looked completely unbothered when pressured, even on a 2v1, in stark contrast to the Red Stars, who have looked very unsettled on that first touch, especially when building up from that midfield. And those small things have made the difference. Unfortunately, Naveen Jude quite a ways off from the pass from range. Just the 1 minute to go now. Mubarak will be hoping that the full-time whistle will be blown. Country Lions still on the hunt for goal number 5. Very deft touch here from those defenders. Completely unbothered. Jerem. Once again, Tamer.
That's that from this game. Game number 10 in the Super League comes to an end. 4 goals to the good for the Upcountry Lions, as the 4th was scored by Naveen Jude as the only goal in this second half. As the two teams congratulate each other. Plenty to ponder for Mohammad Ramiz, but Fazul Rahman will be quite pleased with how his team, the Upcountry Lions, carried their momentum through into the second game and did not let it slip. They scored 4 goals and dismantled their opponents.
And with game 2 under the belt for the Upcountry Lions, that's the second win in a row for them, and they will now have the lion's share of the goals scored in the league so far. As the clock ticked on, they looked more and more fluent with the ball. Dilshan will have plenty of words for his teammates as skipper. Yellows a plenty, and that man there, Mubarak, being put under the pump in that second half with some brilliant work with the gloves. Stopped a couple of worldies there from reaching the back of the net, but unfortunately too little too late from him, as well as the defenders as well. Red Stars will not be pleased with their performance. They looked a shade of colour compared to the Upcountry Lions. And it was in the small details as well as the more theatrical. Aside from a couple of standout performances, especially on that defense, that attack was not up to par, especially compared against the opponents, and the final full-time score confirmation will show that for you. No words needed. Upcountry Lions for Red Star with nothing in the bank. That's the game for you folks, and that will be game 10 of the Sri Lanka Super League in this Week 2 fixture. These are the highlights of the second half. Naveen Jude was very, very instrumental, posing an immense goal threat, creating a couple of chances. That was his effort in finding the back of the net. What a brilliant player he was. That was his second attempt. Completely beat Mubarak. And a couple of brilliant threatening attempts from range as well. Naveen Jude was the man to be marked, finding frequently himself the subject of long through passes. Jerome and co looking a bit tame. Couple of late yellows. Kitushan and Jerome had the only shots on goal, but completely tame affairs for the Red Stars, who will be looking to fix all of that. And with that, folks, Upcountry Lions moving up the ladder with a rollicking goal difference of 12 goals for 13 goals against 1. That tells you a story 2 games in. Seahawks and Renown and the Lions now tied for first place. Red Star just 1 place off from the bottom of the table, but this will be no picnic for them. The round robin tournament, they have plenty of work to do, but for the Upcountry Lions, they've given themselves quite a cushion now. Just 2 games in. However, they put all the other teams out there on notice, and this has been a very, very dominant performance for them.
Certainly so. The Super League 2026 points table looks like this as we go through the second week. All teams have played 2 games, and we have 4 unbeaten teams sitting pretty on top in the top 4 positions. Apart from that, from 5 to 10, every team has lost a game or 2 as this tournament heads in to the thick of the action.
Indeed, and with that, it will be interesting to see how Upcountry Lions fare in their third outing. They've looked very, very dominant and are looking a very, very fluent side. It will be interesting to see how they fare against the likes of the Seahawks and Renown later on in the league when they do come up against them. And these are the results so far. Match number 6 of week 2, the first game of week 2. Blue Star coming up against Blue Eagles with a 3-1 effort. Colombo FC keeping a clean sheet against the New Youngs and coming away with 3 goals in hand for match number 7. Seahawks going up against Ratnam SC in a dominant 7-0 performance. Renowned Sports Club going up against the Forces Football Outfit Defenders FC with a 3-0. And Upcountry Lions once again just adding to their incredible tally of goals against Red Star. Completely dominant performance, the full 90 minutes, and that will clear out the 10th fixture of week 2. Plenty of more action to come in Super League 2026.
Yes, now we have the opportunity of meeting Arshad, who has the player of the match, Mohammad Ishan.
Here with me, today's player of the match, Mohammad Isan from Upcountry Lions, is like to share his opinion in Tamil language. இசான் இன்றைய போட்டியில் சிறந்த வீரராக தெரிவு செய்யப்பட்டிருக்கிறீர்கள். இன்று 2வது வெற்றியை அப்கண்ட்ரி லயன்ஸ் அணி பெற்றுள்ளது. இந்த போட்டியில் உங்களது திறமை மற்றும் அணியினது திறமை குறித்து என்ன கூற விரும்புகிறீர்கள்?
ஃபஸ்ட்டுக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் தேங்க்ஸ் பண்ணிக்கொள்கிறேன். அதோட டீம் வேக்கோட தான் இதெல்லாம் நான் செய்து நல்லா சப்போர்ட் பண்ணி டீமாக இருக்கு. அதோடு நான் சேர்ந்து டீமுக்கு சப்போர்ட் கொடுக்க, அதனால் இந்த நிலைமைக்கு நான் வந்தேன், இந்த இடத்துக்கு நான் வந்தேன்.
தொடரிலே 2வது வெற்றி அப்கண்ட்ரி லயன்ஸ் பெற்றுள்ளது. அது குறித்து என்ன கூற விரும்புகிறீர்கள்?
டீம் வேக் தான் பெஸ்ட்டு. அதுக்கு ஒரு மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் இதோடு தான் நான் விளையாடுறேன். கோச் சொல்கிற மாதிரி நான் விளையாடினேன். மசாலா வெற்றி கிடச்சி.
நன்றி. அடுத்த போட்டிகளுக்கு வாழ்த்துக்களை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன்.
தேங்க்யூ. அஸ்ஸலாமு அலைக்கும்.
That was Mohammad Ishan rather, having his say after putting in a man of the match performance, as we have plenty more action lined up in week 3 of the Super League. Renown set to take on New Young. Red Star will play Blue Star. Colombo FC will play a Ratnan team who is suffering at the foot of the table. Seahawks against Upcountry Lions. Well, that will be a game to watch out for. Two unbeaten teams going head to head against each other. And to round off week 3, it'll be the Blue Eagles set to play the Defenders in the Super League 2026.